Good evening, everyone. It's Saturday, June 10th. This is Spartan News, and this is the Spartan coming at you with a little bit of a late night update. I wanted to provide some news updates on some advances and some really interesting clips that I saw, and also the thumbnail: Ukrainian army supporters stop whining. I'm not going to call it any names or anything like that, but I needed to get it off my chest. Um, there are enough Russian trolls and mill bloggers and Ukrainian haters, etc., that are going to pounce on any piece of destroyed equipment from a T6, the modified T64 to an MI8 to a CV90 to an AMX to a Bradley fighting vehicle, M113, probably a Challenger, probably an Abrams down the road. They're going to pounce on those. The other thing that I've said in at least one of my previous posts previous videos, is that those vehicles are not made of adamantium. They have not been leveled up to impenetrable or undefeatable. Their job is to outclass the opposition's armor when it is armor on armor, see them first, kill them first, take more hits than the opposition, cruise survivability. They are not meant to all come home in one piece. Yes, there are some tactical issues. You can look at any battle. Nobody fights a perfect battle. Some fight close to it, but nobody fights a perfect battle. And sure, if the convoy coming into the famous early battle that we all know about now was truly Ukrainian, and it was truly bumper to bumper, yeah, that sucked. What I did see was, first of all, on the Russian side, basically there was, 12 Leopards destroyed, 12 Bradleys destroyed. The counteroffensive died in one battle. That's it. It's over. It's done. They took 12 different videos of 12. It seemed like every drone on the planet eventually flew by and got another angle. And they've made it seem like multiple vehicles have been destroyed. And that's fine. The Ukrainian army, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, their psyops, their communications people, etc., their public, etc. They all know this. They live right next to these people. They know it. They're going to be putting up with. They've been putting up with this stuff for years, and they're going to be putting up with this stuff for years. The Russians are renowned for preying on your doubts, for dividing, for conquering, for making you doubt yourself, for making you doubt your neighbor, your friend, your family member, whoever it is, your military. So they'll do that job for you. What I was sad to see was some very prominent YouTubers basically rip apart the Ukrainian army like those that less than a dozen, probably less than 10 damaged and or destroyed vehicles encompassed what was the Ukrainian military, and that there needed to be an immediate investigation, and that the U.S. needed to step in and take over the investigation. Do you know how insulting that would be, to have a foreign power, an ally, come in and say, oh, you can't play with your toys properly, here, hand them to me and I'll show you how to do it? The Russians would love that. The Ukrainian army would feel this big. Massively insulting, not to mention unethical. You don't allow a NATO superpower or any other military to come in the middle of a war and take over an investigation into your air quote failed battle. We as in, I'm not Ukrainian, but we as in Ukrainian support, the Ukrainian army will lose more shiny objects, 100%. They've probably already lost them. We just haven't seen them on tape yet, on video yet. They will lose more. If the war doesn't end before the planes show up, they're going to lose an F-16 or 4. Who knows? Because they're going to be aggressive with them, because they have to be. So my ask is of everybody, if you if you are part of another community, whether they have one follower or a million followers, doesn't matter. If somebody's panicking and casting doubt on your military, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. There's nothing wrong with making suggestions, but you don't panic and you don't you don't carry the water for the Russians. They're good enough doing it on their own. You look at that situation and you say, I'll bet you the commander of that particular platoon, unit, whatever, whoever was in charge, I'll bet you they got pulled onto the carpet. I'll bet you they completed something like an AAR, an after action report. If you've destroyed something, you do a battle damage assessment. If you've been destroyed or you've been partially destroyed or you've just been in combat, whether it went good, bad, or ugly, you do something like an after action report. So they did an after action report and they basically said, okay, so what happened? All right, you went in with your tank with your mine roller on the front. Great. What happened? It got taken out by a Lancet. Okay, as soon as your tank roller gets taken out by a Lancet, why didn't you immediately evac? Why didn't you immediately turn around? And then that commander gives an answer, if it's a good answer or not, whatever. You go through the video, you go through the logistics of it, you go through the TikTok, the play-by-play of it, you pick it apart. Trust that that's going on. They don't need YouTubers coming online and saying what they need to do. They're pretty damn good at it, and they're going to be doing it. And this military of Ukraine has been kicking the hell out of the second largest military in the world for 16 months. I think they can handle a post analysis review of a battle that didn't go well. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but if you're part of any channel and someone in your channel and or the leader of your channel or channels are panicking the next time they see Western equipment, shiny objects getting destroyed on the battlefield, you can ask questions. You can hope that the crew survived, and you can have frank discussions and ask some questions, but don't instantly say that all is lost and take over for the Russians, because they'll just sit back and laugh. All right. Anyways, that's my rant. I don't have. I get some views. I don't have a lot of followers, but so this might fall on deaf ears. But I wanted to get it off my chest at least, because it's been. I'm absolutely stunned at what I've seen online, and I had to double check to see who I was listening to, because I swore they were Ukrainian supporters. But anyways, all right, let's do. Oh, you know what? In my last video, I forgot one, and so I want to get it out of the way, make sure I don't forget, because it's way over here. So let's start off with this little doozy. Satellite imagery released by the White House reportedly shows an Iranian drone factory in Russia that is supporting the production line of Shahed kamikaze drones. And by the way, I geolocated it. Not that it's needed to come from me, but if anybody needs that information, there it is. And this is purportedly the factory where homegrown Shaheeds are going to be made. Well, we know how bad the imported ones are, and the Iranians have slightly better access to electronics and that sort of thing. So, knowing the Russians' current manufacturing capacity and attention to detail, I'm thinking those Shaheeds are going to be louder, slower, and less effective. So, and the Gepards have more ammunition on the way. So, anyways, let's do a quick around the horn. First of all, Russian column was shelled by Ukrainian artillery. Let's nail this one. Velika Bilozerka. Velika Bilozerka. Nailed it. Always nail it. Why do I doubt myself? Don't give away the good stuff. This is one of the, to be a bit of a dork, this is one of the prettiest explosions you're ever going to see. It's like a fire. It's like one of the last fireworks at a fireworks show. There's multiple colors that come out. Just watch. And three, two, one. Boom. Look at the colors. Like, that's fantastic. I mean, it's very sad someone's probably lost their life, but that ammo's gone that was in that truck, so that's not going to kill anybody, but that's visually stunning. Oh, I should have let that finish off. Sorry. Not much to it, just a cloud. And here is the column. I believe these are in backwards order because nothing's burning over there yet. So, obviously, a really good tactic when you're. Oh my God, this mouse. Sorry. Really good tactic when you're trying to take apart a convoy. Hit the lead vehicle. And I don't know if that was. Let me just see. No, you can't tell. Whatever it was, it just hit. And then looks like artillery there. So you chop off a couple lead vehicles to bring everybody else to a stop. This guy's running, and then there's the truck that we saw before the ammo truck get hit. And I'm astounded. So one, two, three vehicles have been hit, and nobody's moving. The worst thing that you can do in an artillery attack is to sit motionless in the open. Any basic commander will tell you just move in a direction, any direction, and move fast, or get down in a hole or whatever, but do not sit there in the open. They've clearly got you dialed in. They know they've hit the road 3 times and you're on the road, and yet this one little white car took off from the back, but none of these guys have moved yet. They've had plenty of time to throw the sucker in reverse and get out of there, or just blast forward, whatever. Just all motionless. I don't get it. That's the Russian army. There's a toad, Mr. B. That's the Russian army. They just wait for commands. If you don't give me a command, I can't move. Wow. Anyways, that's what the Ukrainian army's up against. Um, so there's numerous reports that the Ukrainians are pushing even in the Russian reports, so it's well known in the Russian space, but that the Ukrainians are pushing south and west of Lipkove. I wasn't able to find anything definitive, but there's a lot of commentary out there, like full on panic. I'll get to there's another one I want to talk about after this too. So, Swift unit of the 11th Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine destroys Russian ATGM position in Novoprakovka. Oh, nailed it. Like, I should be a translator or something. I'm so good at all consonant words. Okay. And I've been getting burned on copyright, so I'm sorry. I gotta turn that down. Just my last 2 videos, I had some stupid song copyright me and I had to mute it. Okay, so that's one. And then I think, no, do I gotta exit? Yeah, so that's basically, they're showing, I think there's a piece of equipment here. There is a trench or hidey hole or whatever there. And then there are unit members, Russian unit members, that run into this house and this outbuilding and they get hit over there. I think I've got a better video. I think this is the other one that shows the strikes. Yeah. Oh yeah. This shows some good stuff. Okay, here we go. Now watch watch Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They get halfway down the path carrying something and then they're like, nah, I'm good. So he's got like I don't know, boards. To me it looks like fence boards. I built enough fences with that over my shoulder. Now watch. All's good. I don't see any artillery. I don't see anything. And then they get to here. Where is it? Right there. And he goes, no, it's a big F in the chat. I'm going to go back the other way. Buddy drops the boards. Okay, so he's leading the charge. He's way behind. This is the board carrier. Now watch right here as this guy gets to the back of the house. Jugga. And he's okay though. I'm sure he's okay. He's just okay. And so some more guys. So these guys would probably come screaming down the path and said, "Hey, get out of here! Artie's coming," or whatever. Let's go hide in the structure. And then Artie went, "Thanks for all bunching up together." That's that. The Fishhook Brigade. I kind of like that emblem actually. All right. Matthew McConaughey there. Ukrainian artillery on Russian positions in Mirne. Boom. Get her done. Very black and white, almost westerny. It's a montage of strikes. It's not really the best work. I mean, I think they gotta hit there. 1, 2, 3. Might have got 3 hits out of 8 shots. So it's not Russian bad, but it's not Ukrainian good. Hate to be a armchair quarterback on that one, but we've been spoiled with Excaliburs dropping in on people's living room tables. Okay, so here is some really good news. Full-on panic mode. So this is probably not accurate, but oh yeah, I kind of skipped over. What did I skip over? So yeah, there's the movement down there, and then here, basically some Russian mill bloggers are saying that what's it called? Novosilka. Valkia Novosilka and Blahodanyang. Both of these towns folded with basically almost no fight. And this is coming from Rybar, who is a fairly big Russian mill blogger. And so basically, and so this is all in Cyrillic, so I apologize, but basically saying that the Ukrainians, all these sort of orange striped areas are basically Ukrainians either taking the positions, the land, or it's contested. And Rybar, is saying that the Ukrainians buzzed through this area with no fight back whatsoever. And it makes me think yesterday in one of my videos I posted two different videos of artillery shells landing, and then one of them, like about 10 to 12 guys got up and hauled, and then another one, it looked like 30 to 40 guys just came out of the woodwork and just full on ran. And I wonder, and then Rybar comes out 24 hours later and says a couple of towns fell with like no resistance, everybody was gone, sort of thing. It almost makes me wonder if if that was them. But I'm drawing a blank on whether I don't think I had a location for those, but maybe I did. I'd have to look back at the map, but I'm not going to do that now because I'll mess this one up. Next up, I would like to put this forward for the Academy as the best BM21 grad hit ever. I'd like to at least be considered, and if I don't win, it was an honor just to be mentioned with the other grad hits. All right. Oh, before I show you this grad hit, anybody watching the stream right now, watching this video right now, you have to move your cursor down and hit subscribe and then hit like. And then when we're done, if this grad hit is an amazing grad hit, if you believe me, copy the link and share this. Share this on Twitter, Facebook, to other YouTube friends, whatever. Okay, let's get me some peeps out there. All right, here we go. This is it. This is for all the cookies. Boom. Okay. No, that is fantastic. So I believe I want to tell you that this is an Excalibur anti-personnel missile, because the Excaliburs, they come in a couple of different variants. One is kind of like a high explosive, one is a penetrator, I believe, and maybe and I think there's a third. There's three of them, I believe, and one of them is definitely anti-personnel. The anti-personnel basically puts out a million, like thousands and thousands of little shards of steel, and they're moving at so fast. And I saw them basically go through the frame, the solid steel frame of military vehicles. They went through the entire thing like a bullet through a target. So when this explosion goes off, this to me doesn't look like dust rising. This to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but this to me looks like all of those pellets just hitting everywhere and shredding everywhere, and yet still it did the damage that it did on the BMP, on the grad. One more time. Boom. Yeah, those are definitely, sometimes they're called flechettes. And then to top it all off, the grad sends off 2 clean rockets. 1, 2, like, come on, it's the best grad hit ever. So now you all have to like and subscribe. That's the bargain that we made. Yes, it was a Faustian bargain, but we made it. So if you don't know what that means, look it up. Oops, did I leave anybody down there? I did not. All right. Next up, Ukrainian FPV suicide. Oh, sorry, kamikaze drone. Sorry, YouTube. It was a kamikaze drone. Strikes Russian vehicle. Trying to remember this one. I've seen so many of these today. Oh yeah. Hello. No, ruined it. Okay, let's do it from the start. All right. Just imagine you're driving down the road. You see a bird off in the distance. You're like, boy, I hope I don't hit that bird. It's getting real close to the road. Is that bird carrying an SPG-7? Boom. Oh, I thought I was going to get it. No, I can't do it. But watch. There's the headlight. And yeah, that would have blown up real good. Because it's the momentum of the vehicle and the momentum of the drone and then the explosive. You put those 3 things together. That little Toyota whatever is not doing well. Anyways, good little jugga jugga. We don't have very many left. This was a short one. I just grabbed some fresh clips. The Ukrainian 30th Separate Mechanized Brigade destroys a Russian BMD in Soledar. Okay, pause, expand, volume, play. I'll get this pattern down. Oh yeah, there it is. I really wish it was zoomed in more when the hit came, but now we got some secondaries. Now you got the ammo going. I think we're gonna get a doozy turret here. I can't remember this one. Oh, lifted it a bit. And give me one more. No, that was it. Okay. I think we have, yes, we have one more on the map, and then we have 2 mystery places, and then you can be done with me. Ukrainian Achilles company uses an FPV harm yourself drone to hit a Russian tank. Stop. Boom. Volume's good. Let's wait till the cameras improve on these things.
Коротко, що ви бачите на відео, їде ворожий танчик нашими українськими
дорогами. Look at the turns on this thing. Did like a 360 in the air, came down, still blew up on top of the explosive reactive armor, and still lit it off. Did he get the hatch open? Yeah, they're unbuttoned. But does he get in that hatch? No.
Українськими дорогами, думає, що він в безпеці, але ось прилітає йому подарунок.
See, if that wasn't SPG-7 on the front of it, they have a shaped charge inside, so they can basically penetrate a good amount of armor as it is, and the top armor is trash. Especially on the T-Series. Yeah, you guys should just stand right next to that tank.
Ще один подаруночок прямо падає їм на голову.
And then I think the drone comes
Немає
to
ні
hunt the
екіпажу,
crew.
ні танчика. І так буде схоже, хто прийшов на нашу
Hey, boys.
землю. Слава Україні.
Jaga.
Друзі, всім привіт. Коротко, що ви
Oh my
бачите на
god. Remind me never to be a Russian tanker in another life. And I don't think we have. I think I didn't grab his speech. I'm not gonna do it now. Go in order, I think. Which Ukrainian soldiers preparing himself. Oh yeah. So this is this was not too long ago. This is some. I always screw it up. I think these are BTRs, but anyways, getting ready to go out on possibly an assault. Hang on. And yeah, it's Metallica, but it's someone singing Metallica as a cover, so is that gonna get me? Anyways, you can see a little convoy here. Looks like, is it 2 vehicles in front at least? Could be others. 2, 3. You see these guys riding on top. Now sometimes, and some you get, oh, I missed those guys. Some supply trucks. Sometimes these guys ride on top because what are these? I think those are South African APCs? I should have looked it up. They look like the South African ones. And I believe South Africa actually invented the MRAP. Total nerd rabbit hole. But anyways, so these guys will ride on top for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, is if one's a gunner, that sort of thing. 2, sometimes the interior is full of 6 to 8 guys and there's no room, so the extras are riding on top because they don't have enough. And 3, what is really, really common, and I'm stuck on the 4 wheels too, I think it's South Africa, but anyways, what's really, really common is the infantry troops especially when they're in areas they're not sure about, will ride on top, especially if it's not an MRAP and it doesn't have a double V hull, because if this thing runs over an anti-tank mine and they're inside, they're typically toast. If they're on the roof, that anti-tank mine has to go through a couple of layers of steel on the floor, the seats, etc., and then at least a layer of steel on the roof, and it's an extra level of protection. Yeah, you're exposing yourself to snipers and you're exposing yourselves to ATGMs coming in on the top, but you have a better chance of running over a mine than getting hit by a sniper. So anyways, that's why you see them riding like that. In this case, I wouldn't be surprised, since they look like they're close to base, wherever base is. They don't look like they're in too big of a rush. I wouldn't be surprised if the inside of them was full of 8 guys and they didn't have room, but won't know. But I hope they have happy hunting. Love the bravery of these guys. Camaraderie, bravery. There you go. And the last video for the evening, I'm forgetting what it was. Oh yeah. Nice little feel-good story. So Canada will hand over the confiscated Russian AN-124 Ruslan aircraft to Ukraine. Justin Trudeau said at a press conference the plane will be sent as part of a new package. So it's confiscated. So basically, it was part of a Russian airline, and it's a beautiful plane. Look at the wheels. That's a big plane. Anyway, so it was part of a Russian airline, and when the war broke out and the sanctions started to happen and all that stuff, Canada and other nations started to confiscate assets that they didn't want the Russians to have, basically adhering to international sanctions. So Canada's had this gorgeous piece of machinery in their possession for a while, and they've done all the paperwork, etc., and now said it's going to be handed over to Ukraine, and Ukraine will fly it as part of its sort of absentee airline. I think it's going to fly out of Poland, but I'm not 100% sure. And sadly, there's some flooding. Anyways, that was it. Happy Saturday night. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, please give me a subscribe, even if you hate me, even if you hate the sound of my voice, even if you hate my quality of my videos. Give me a sub, give me a like, so you can come back and make fun of me. All right? Is that a deal? Have a great night. Tell someone you love them. Slava Ukraini.